So today we will talk about the data structure in compiler and about the next phases, that is the syntax analysis and the semantic analysis. So can you tell me what is data structure? Did you have any idea? I hope you should have. Anybody? What is data structure?
So there are different types of data. We can uh, show them as various types. So we display these data as a data structure.
Data type, it is what is the difference between data type and data structure? That is one
So
difference.
data,
Give me an example of data type. Anything? Any example of any data type?
so data type
Integer.
is like RAR file or mm, anything like zip file. These are the data types, sir.
No, you are wrong. For any, if you write
Okay.
any program for the C program or anything, did you heard about the integer, int, char, float, double? Did you heard in?
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So those are data types. And
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, yes.
yes. So try to recall all these things. Okay. And what you told, that a zip file and all those things, those are the file formats for compressing. For any file, if you want to compress in the zip format or R format, that is the data format, you can say. These are not data type. So, and data structure. Have you done this paper in your? I hope you should have done data structure and algorithm. Did you did this paper in your syllabus in BTech? Data structures and algorithm paper. Uh, did you heard this term data structure?
Yes, sir.
So what is it?
Yes, sir. Heard it.
So can you tell me, give me any example of what are the two types of data structure? Can you classify anything?
The linear types of
Linear,
data
non-linear
structure.
data structure.
Linear is one, is correct. Linear and
Non-linear data structure.
yes, these are the main classification. But under non-linear, what are there should be two non-linear data structure. What are they?
Sir, static or dynamic data structures.
No. Static and dynamic, those are not data structures. That is, so it is different. That memory allocation and all those points. Static memory, dynamic, or the static RAM, dynamic RAM. That is different thing. It is associated with the memory. Data structure, the broader classification, linear and non-linear, it is fine. But you should give some example. What are the linear, non-linear, linear data structure or non-linear? There are two non-linear data structures. What are they?
Sir, graph and tree.
Yes, you are
The
right.
linear binary.
Yes, Pradipta has said correct. Tree and graph, these are non-linear data structure. You are right. And can you give me some example of linear?
Sir, array.
Yes, array is
अरे
one.
हंसी कैसी
Array is one. Array and also another two, three are there.
सर हैश
No, hash is not. There are array. It is one. Hash, though, it is on the database part. Hash table and hashing, those things are coming. Did you heard about the stack, queue, linked list? These terms have you heard?
Yes.
यस सर
Yes. So these are the linear data structure. Array, linked list, stack, queue. These are all linear data structure. And non-linear data structure is the tree and graph. So actually all this data structure, this is one different paper, data structure and algorithm. In those classes you will be able to heard on you have done in your subject also in here. And all these are interlinked with each other. It is in the GATE syllabus, these are also there. Okay, so here what we have yesterday we have discussed about that parsing and all the string. So here in the compiler we will talk about mostly about the nonlinear data structure, that is the tree and tree will be mostly associated with the compiler part and some portion of the stack. So there are two data structures in compiler. So let me show you one presentation.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yeah, actually some connection problem has occurred.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute, let me rejoin once again. So can you see the screen? It is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, there are two types of data structure in compiler. These are the symbol table and literal table. So these two tables are used in the phases of the compilation. As I told yesterday that there are two phases of compilation, in the analysis phase and the analysis and synthesis. These are the two parts of the compilation. So these are the two data structure, that is a symbol table. It will contain information about the identifiers which are used in the source program, input source program, the program what you are trying to execute, and in that program the identifiers will be it will give the information about the identifiers that will give through the symbol table you will get, and the literal table it will store the string and constants which are found in the input source program. The string is one kind of data type, it's a character array. So the main function of the literal table is to conserve the memory by reusing the constant and the strings. So these are the two tables in the these are the two data structure which are used in compiler, that is symbol table and the literal table. And next is the parser generator. As I told yesterday that there are compiler construction tools, the parser generator, scanner generator, syntax directed translation engine, automatic code generator, data flow engine. So in the parser generator it will produce the syntax analyzer that is based on the context free grammar, that is the type 2 grammar, and which is based on the push down automata. So this YACC, it is yet another compiler. It is the command which is available in the Unix operating system, and this is the scenario, the flow diagram. This is the scenario that a file which is translate.y, that is the file name, which will contain the YAC specification of the translator. That means YAC translate.y, this file is equal to the YAC specification. So the translate y with the YAC compiler will go to the input. If you give the translate y to the compiler, and it will give the output as y.tab.c, and that compiler will execute it and it will get the output. So that means input you are giving, and the C is the compiler, that is the A output, and finally output you will get after executing the program. So, and in the program there are some declaration translation rules with the supporting the C routines, For suppose if you write a C program and if you want to execute it, so first it will compile the program. That means the program will check the logic what you have written. Suppose if you want to write a program whether a string is palindrome or not, or the odd even program number, if you given it will odd or even any program, so the compiler will check the logic and it will after checking the logic it will translate the source code, that is the language which in the C high level language into its machine language, and finally it will execute it. So if the logic is wrong, then there will be a compilation error, and if finally if the software has any problem, that is the execution error. So this is the scenario behind the compiler function. That's why these parts are generated, and this grammar, the set of the regular expression and the parse tree. Parsing means what? As it will transform the data from one format to another. So this parse tree, yesterday I have shown you one example, that position is equal to initial plus date into 60. That is the syntax of the grammar what I have given, and that is designed in the graphical format. That is the nonlinear data structure. In the tree format, and that's why it is called a parse tree. So there are two types of parsings are there. That is the top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. So top-down parsing is also known as the recursive descent parsing, and bottom-up parsing is also known as the shift-reduce parsing. So top-down parsing, it is an attempt to find out the leftmost derivation. And see, actually in the grammar, if there are two or more than one parse tree, then that the grammar is called ambiguous. If there exists two or more parse tree, then that the grammar will be the ambiguous grammar. So this top-down